All right, so what exactly is the hashtag Fire Colbert? If you have not seen this monologue, we'll show it to you, and then we're gonna show you his new response monologue, but watch.
You talk like a sign language gorilla who got hit in the head. In fact, the only thing your mouth is good for is being Vladimir Putin's holster.
Okay, so that was one part of the monologue where a lot of people, both conservatives and liberals, were up in arms about.
And just to clarify,
yes.
It was a lollipop holster.
It was
a gun holster?
It was a gun holster.
A gun holster.
The word was cock.
Oh.
The word was cock.
Wow.
I can say that, right? If you need to bleep me.
That's another phrase for a chicken.
That's true.
Okay, so it's a chicken holster.
Male.
A rooster.
Rooster holster. Many people deeming that as a homophobic connotation. But then when you look at the feed, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter, and you look underneath that hashtag, yes, you have people that were up in arms about that exact moment, that joke, quote unquote, within his monologue. But then you also have people sharing the hashtag because they just could not wait to jump on that bandwagon because they did not like Stephen Colbert for what he had said in the past about the president or Republicans, et cetera. But let me read to you a couple of the tweets. So we have here from Luna. So Trumpers want to fire Colbert for a supposedly homophobic comment, but never speak out against Pence, who's actually homophobic. And then on the other side, we have Truth Matters. The media acted offended by Trump's comments, but applauds and encourages Colbert's disgusting comments. And like I said before, both liberals and conservatives have been up in arms and offended by what he said about Vladimir Putin and Trump. Did you think that was homophobic? Are you guys offended by that? Should he be fired? Should people have their pitchforks out?
No, he shouldn't be fired. We talked about this on the main show yesterday, and it is that the language was very intense and to me did not seem like it was very Colbert-like. But if you take the full context, what he's saying is that Trump made fun of a CBS show called Face the Nation and called it Deface the Nation. And the person that Trump said that to was very polite about it. And Colbert saying, I'm not gonna be that polite. And that final joke is the culmination of a ramping up series of jokes that ended with cock holster.
Even if we didn't have that backstory, which is fascinating stuff, Brett, I wasn't offended at all because people, I mean, okay, so they're saying it's homophobic. Well, if I could be literal and as real as possible, gay men partake in fellatio. So do straight people. I think it would have been equally as funny if he said your vagina is a peen holder. You know, like it was it was funny. And also, why should he be fired? Is anyone watching Chelsea Handler's show on Netflix? Everything that comes out of her mouth is so inappropriate, but it's funny. I wasn't offended at all. I laughed. I kept laughing because for him to say cock holder in that context on CBS at night, it's like, whoa, but a bait funny.
Did you find it offensive?
I don't think it's offensive, but I did hear a lot of what people were saying when they felt it was homophobic. They said that our lifestyle is not to be made the butt of a joke, which I definitely understand, but I don't think that that's what was happening here, especially because, I mean, fellatio, which is what he's alluding to, is not just a gay thing.
No.
And then furthermore, what I think is really good about this, and Brett, you talked a little bit about the ramping up of the jokes, is that we know that the Trump administration, as a lot of people pointed out, do not like gay people for the most part. And so for Colbert to sort of like get that dig in where he knows it's gonna get under his skin, which is what his intention was, because he felt so sort of upset that the CBS News anchor of Face the Nation had to just sort of sit there and take this embarrassing vitriolic speech from the president of the United States. I think it went hand in hand with what Colbert was trying to do. So I think that if he had just gone out there and said that without any context, Donald Trump his mouthpiece is just a cock holster for Putin, it'd be like, oh, that's a little strange, but that's not what he did.
He could have said a penile deposit.
But let me read his response really quick. So he did respond last night, Wednesday night's show, in his monologue, Stephen Colbert did. And he says here, and this is just part of his monologue. He says, quote, I had a few choice insults for the president. I don't regret that. He, I believe, can take care of himself. I have jokes. He has the launch code, so it's fair, right? He goes on to say that he would change a few words that were cruder than they needed to be. And then he adds in the end, I'm not going to repeat the phrase, but I just want to say for the record, life is short, and anyone who expresses their love for another person in their own way is to me an American hero. I think we can all agree on that. I hope even the president and I can agree on that, nothing else but that. We have a few seconds left. Go ahead, Brett.
The edge of the sword is people can listen to the two edges of that sword are people can listen to what Colbert said and say, yes, I understand it. You are leaving it ambiguous for the reason of getting under the skin of homophobes. And then someone completely different can listen to that joke and say, yes, they're terrible because they're gay for each other. And that ambiguity is something that a comedian has to decide how much responsibility they want to take behind that. And it was Dave Chappelle. A lot of people said, you're making these jokes about black people and folks are taking it the wrong way to actually think less of black people. And the reason that he left his show, he said to Oprah, was because he finally heard that. And it's a big moment in your life, I guess, as a comedian for you to decide that you are gonna take responsibility for the ambiguity as it can be interpreted by someone who you do not agree with. And it seems like that's what Colbert did.